Hello everyone, I'm here to show you how to create an idle animation. And a shotgun aiming animation in Blender and C++ and blueprints and blueprints in the anim graph. Here, what you're going to do, from the last tutorial, you're going to have to maneuver this camera to this location and set the camera to 90. Here's the camera. Give it a field of view of 90. And you're going to have to create a plane axis by pressing Shift A. I'm going to empty where it says plane axis. Take this, and then what you're going to do, you're going to maneuver this out 10 degrees out. Then 1.5 degrees up in order to match the height of your camera in Blender. I put this at 90 because it's equivalent to how it is in Unreal Engine. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to show you how to create the idle aiming animation now. Very simple. All you gotta do is maneuver the shotgun, maneuver your arms from right to left, from right to left. By doing this, go over here, press G, maneuver it. Right there. It's not perfect, but it can be edited inside of Unreal Engine. What you're gonna do, you're gonna press I with a cursor inside this viewport. There you go. There's the animation. And what I'm gonna do, you select, and also forgot to mention, you select 4 bones. You select the right hand, the left hand, the right shoulder, and the left shoulder. As you can see, look. Right hand, look where my cursor is. Right, left, or right, left, right shoulder, left shoulder. I'm gonna go down to object mode. And go over here, export. I'm gonna choose one of my presets. It's the armature and mesh. Select the object, armature and mesh. Y forward, Z up. Apply unit, use transform. Only deform bones. Bake animation, key all bones, force start end. Apply modifiers. Normals only, and apply modifiers. I'm gonna call this, as you can see, I've been doing this for quite a while. I'll aim 6. I'm gonna call it 6. I'll aim 6. I'm gonna go over here to Unreal. Grab this. Import it. Drag and drop. Import. Select the mannequin arm skeleton. Import all. Here's idle aiming 6. See how it moves? Now what I'm gonna do, I'm going into my anim blueprint, anim BP, going to the anim state. I'll explain what all this is in a moment. You have to create a new anim state. Go over here, drag this pin out. and play it. All I gotta do is simply, if you want a little bit more precise, go over to let me up the camera speed. I'm gonna drag that down a little bit. Have it be a little bit. Okay, so I modified it. Now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna show you. Also, if you import it and the grip isn't perfect, just modify the grip point here. Just go to the grip point and modify it. Or any socket that you have applied to your right hand on any mesh. In order to create a new state machine, all you gotta do is where it says add state, just call it state just for nothing, for no reason here, and just drag out these two transitions. There you go. Here's the idle. Here's the aim. All right, and now I'm going to explain this. Well, I create a blueprint callable function, and I created a cast. I created a sequence node. Drag that pin out. Get a cast to the shotgun tutorial character. You always want to cast. Always casting is a great idea to be able to do this right. Casting. If you don't cast, you can't return or set variables. You have to cast. Now I'm gonna go in here, and what I did, I created a variable called isAiming. I set it to the return value of this function, and here's a little cool tidbit. What I'm gonna do, I'm going to double click, and what it does, it takes me to this function here. Here are the three functions and the one boolean you will need. ADS. You're gonna need multiple input action components. You're gonna need only two. ADS and not ADS. Here's ADS, here's not ADS. I'm gonna go over here. Here's the U functions, ADS and non ADS, and here's the isAiming boolean, and what I'm using to set it, which is this boolean function, this bool function, returning this boolean. And also, in order to call it in the anim graph, you need to set this as blueprint callable. If you don't set it blueprint callable, you can't do it. These are the names of the inputs that I had set up in Unreal Engine. So I did this, go to project settings, go to input, and press this plus sign to get two new input actions. As you can see here. What I did, I named it ADS and named it not ADS. I also maneuvered the sockets for the shotgun. I set them all to 90 degrees on the Y because it works. That's how you get it as straight as possible. Don't give it anything less or more than 90 because it'll shift off to the left or the right, and just set the relative location to wherever you want it to be. if you want a better spread. I don't recommend using using rotation or to increase spread. I recommend using the relative location of the sockets in order to increase spread, and more what do you call it, line traces if you want. And to explain what the code does, go down here to explain exactly what the code does. What I'm doing is setting isAiming to true. Once I aim using the ADS, and I'm setting the max walk speed to 300 using this cast. I'm getting the first person camera component, setting the field of view to 60. In order to get this cast working, you need to include this. Game framework / character moving component. Then in the false, I set isAiming to false, very simple. Setting the max walk speed back to 600. And setting the field of view to 90. In this, I'm returning the value of this, whichever comes out of this function. I'm returning the value of its current state, of this boolean's current state. Everything is practically the same except those three functions, and the fact that this is blueprint callable and you're calling it inside the anim graph. Let me reiterate, if this aim is not perfect, just you could modify the shotgun idle animation itself, or you could modify the grip point. To go over how to modify the animation, I'll show you how. What you do, you select the bone. Oh, in order to show all this hierarchy, what you do to go to character, go to bones, and go to select all hierarchy, and it'll allow you to it'll show you all the bones and their own hierarchy. Now, in order to modify the keyframe itself, what you do, you take this little line here, put it where you want it, move this, for example, and add keyframe. And then to show you how it works, look. If you want to revert it, you right click lower left on right keyframe, remove selected curves, and there you go. So if you want to move the hand at all, if you want to move the arm itself, and try to get a better grip around the gun after moving the grip point, then you know how to do it. I showed you how to do it, you know how to do it. And what you do, just continuously keep adding keyframes. I recommend to the very end, because of course that's where the animation itself stops, so you can see the hand and everything. So I recommend setting that to the very end when you place your keyframes. Take that, move it, add below bone transform, and bam, there you go. It's very simple. So if you didn't get the animation correctly, or 100% how you want it, you can add keyframes inside of Unreal Engine to the animation and then apply it using these two buttons. You just go like, do that. Oh, that was the grip point. Here you go. Let me slow down the camera speed. You can click this, go over here, and set the camera speed to 4. What you can do, you can just start maneuvering the bone itself, get how you want to maneuver fingers. So if you didn't create the animation perfect inside of Blender, you can edit it inside of Unreal Engine. That's what's awesome about Unreal Engine. And if you want to preview the animation inside the skeleton, you just go where it says preview animation and select your animation. And there you go. Or select the animation you imported. And for now, that to go over, what you're gonna do, after you create the blueprint calibrate function, you're gonna cast, dragging out the cast node or the cast pin, and type in return isAiming, and set it once you create the variable. Well, it seems as if I covered everything. I hope you have a wonderful day. Stay safe out there. Peace out.